Hello again, I'm Franklin Ozekome, and today I'm going to take you on a journey that details the story of the Nigerian consumer. But one of the key things that we're going to learn about the Nigerian consumer is behavior and the economic implication of targeting over 170 million Nigerians. I call it my own form of behavioral economics. So today, follow me across that journey. Let's talk strategy. Every day, I get briefs, advices, commentary. How do I connect with this customer? In Port Harcourt, why is this guy different from the guy in Kaduna? Why is this guy in Lagos different from the other female within that same metropolis? If you're able to dissect the consumer appropriately, then all those things become simple things for you to do. But there are methodologies and tools for you to do this, and I'm going to be sharing some of those with you right now. The first thing to do if you want to plot the Nigerian consumer is to first understudy culture. Culture is one of the key components of strategic planning, especially in a multilingual, multi-ethnic country like ours. Various things influence our behavior, our attitudes. Today is all about aspirations. How can I be like the next guy? How can I be a celebrity? Everybody wants to sell. Everybody wants to create something that people will connect with. So that is the thorn issues, the tensions, and the things we have to contend with every day, day in, day out. So the customer is always evolving. The strategy you used last year cannot work next year. You can't have an African strategy for the Nigerian market. We are a unique kind of people. And it's not creativity for creative's sake, but understudy the pain points of why, based on the limitations of things that we're faced with, and I'm talking environment, infrastructure, poverty, governmental issues, policing, we have to evolve and try to make things work for ourselves. So the mental frame of the average Nigerian is so far much developed than other Africans because they have to contend with creating their own products, creating their own services, creating their own ecosystems for them to survive and live an average and meaningful life. So culture is a key component of understanding the average Nigerian consumer. Under culture, we have issues such as tradition and mores, societal influences. How I behave sometimes is a reflection of who's looking at me. What I say in the next 2 minutes is a reflection of how will that person see me. So we have to appreciate the turning issues of culture, put it into context. The second key component of understanding Nigerian consumer is communication. When I communicate with you, what exactly am I trying to say? We have what we call the Nigerian English, because sometimes I might say something but actually mean something else. So inference is a very, very important thing that marketers have to decode. I could say something, for example, Shebi, you told me to do this. You have to understand the components of what that means in a cosmopolitan city like Lagos. What does that mean in another city 7 hours away from here, Port Harcourt? Can I use that same context and language in Kaduna? Probably not. So if you have an idea, what you're telling me is messaging will be different based on context, based on cultural relevance. I will want to communicate one idea to you, but because of tradition, because of sensitivities that I have to adhere to, I might not say it the same way in the Northern Province. I might change how I communicate that message in the Eastern Bloc. That is the complexity of a country like Nigeria, and you need to understand that as a marketer. So it goes beyond understanding my consumer and how they can connect with the product and services. Let's put that aside. You first need to understand the issues they deal in, day out. How do I communicate with them? What is the culture that they operate in? If I follow this customer journey from Lagos to Port Harcourt, What messaging has changed? What context has changed? Has the consumers changed? There's something I always tell my students and clients. The average consumer, especially the Nigerian, has 3 hearts. The first heart is that one which friends, family people, and relatives are cognizant with. The person they know, the person they see in there, that's the first heart. The second heart, when they are close with certain bodies, certain friends they usually reveal their secrets to. People who know them day in, day out. Those ones they tell issues that they probably won't tell their family. That's the second heart of the consumer. And more interestingly, the third heart. When a consumer goes from place to place, moves from location to location, they tend to behave a little bit differently. They tend to adapt like chameleons to their society. They behave a little bit different if they are in front of a girlfriend, a little bit different if they're in front of a wife, a little bit different if they're in front of a traditional ruler, a little bit different if they're in front of a classroom. That same consumer shows 3 different faces. So I asked my marketer, which face do you want to connect with? Which customer do you want to talk to? What ratio do you give to each of them? And how do you connect all of them to adapt to them? So those are the key components of understanding the Nigerian consumer. Culture, context, communication, understanding the behavioral nuances and attitudes of the society. What are the implications for communicating at a particular point in time? And lastly, what is the commercial model for engaging and connecting with this consumer? If you want to leverage your products and services, then you must understand the core components I have mentioned: consumer, culture, context, content, communication. And then the last component will be, how do I commercialize or leverage all of the understanding that I have put to bear? Commerce is good, but you need to design a unique business model for how you leverage your brand, how I purchase it, how I communicate with it, how I engage with it, and how I experience it. Those are some of the strategic tools that I teach, that I share, and that I contend with when I speak with my clients. Let's talk strategy. Let's understand the Nigerian consumer.